It's now time for the Pony Cake Sports Podcast with your hosts, Josh Stevens, Tim Thompson, and Tom Schultz. Woo!
Fantasyland League, this is your new commissioner.
Oh, God.
Timmy Streets. I have killed the king, Joshua Stevens. He is gone, taking over his house, having sex with his wife, and now running this podcast. I did make sure to bring along our good friend and three-time. I don't feel like we say that enough in these league podcasts. Not one, not two, three-time league champion, Tom Schultz. Tom, how are you?
I'm pretty good, Tim. I'm glad you brought that up. You know, this year I'm the beer bitch, but I will probably anytime someone asks me to get them a beer, I'm going to remind them that I have 3 championship rings. I'll probably slap them a couple times with those rings on my bitch hand and, continue to dominate this year.
You know what I've learned is when you say things that are controversial or things people may not like, such as you had sex with your friend's wife or you've stolen his house and taken over his family, it's good to then build up the people around you, and you benefited from that. So we are talking, we're about, Tom, you said 2 weeks from Saturday?
Yes.
2 weeks from Saturday is the drop dead date, if you would. You have to have your keeper set by noon that day, or is it midnight?
I don't remember what time it is.
We'll figure it out.
Just get it set the day before.
Yeah, just have everything set. 3 keepers this year. If you're new, old, make sure you remember 3 keepers. So what Tom and I are going to do is we're going to go team by team, look at who your 3 keepers should be, tell you those 3, and then tell you better make a trade or you better sit tight. You're looking good, and then maybe that'll lead to next week looking at potential 4th round picks.
Yep,
that'd be something fun to do. Tom, what's going on with you? You have anything to say? You want to tell the league anything? Feel like Group Me's finally starting to pick back up a little bit.
It's good to see everything kind of get in motion. I've completed about 90% of the draft board. That is almost complete, waiting on the draft stickers to come in. So once keepers are set, I'll be able to completely finalize the board, which is always exciting. That's kind of my time of the year when I know the draft is coming up, is when I start that bad boy. I know Mike and Tommy, they got something going on right now, so I'm expecting something a little crazy on draft day. I think that'll be exciting. You know, I kind of did a little Bobby Roode impersonation last year, made that fabulous robe that I can't wait to wear next year after I win. But so I'm sure Tommy's going to do something. Hopefully it's something completely like white trash, making fun of everyone. But we'll see what he ends up doing.
Tommy is pretty white trash, so I definitely think that will happen. I'm interested to see if, speaking of white trash, if I have my attire that I did last year, smashing beers together all over everyone's computers. That'll be fun.
I hope you do that again, but yeah, just don't do it by the 10 computers on the table.
We will see. I'm trying to think. I might actually come full 3-piece suit.
Okay.
That's another option. I did hear last night that Spencer Camp will be in attendance. I told him he was not invited because he's no longer in the league. And all he does now is bash it like the little bitch that he is.
Yeah.
So fuck him. But he's going to be there. I believe Danny will probably be there. That would make sense if he's not working. So I'm excited. You mentioned, fireworks. I have alluded to it. I've talked about it over and over and over. And Tom, within the next 24 to 48 hours, I will have a trade come through the line.
I don't believe you.
I would not make that up here on the podcast. I know I've said, like, hey, things are going to happen. No, I have some things firmly in place. There's some minor semantics that are looking to be worked out, but 100% by Friday, I'd say, there's a trade. Big names and big picks will be moving.
That's interesting. I really haven't heard much. I know a couple people are trying to get with Kevin about doing some deals, but I highly doubt Kevin would be giving up a bunch of picks to trade with you. It'll be interesting, though. I hope something happens crazy, because it's always enjoyable to see people panic. Some people get mad. That's the best part, how people get pissed off, how other people are running their teams.
There's a guarantee. There's one guarantee that I have.
Oh, God.
Is when I make my trade, we will see the Joshy Shuffle, as I like to call it. There's the Truffle Shuffle.
Yeah.
there's the electric slide, but the Joshy Shuffle is my favorite. The kid just can't sit with what he has. Good is never good enough for one Joshua Stevens. I'm hoping he calls in. I'd like to bash him, see how he's doing. He texted us earlier. He's in the middle of nowhere.
He just texted he's still in class, so.
What a douche.
So he probably won't be able to call in for this video.
Well, fair enough. And this is audio, so.
Whatever.
All right, fair enough. Let's go team by team here. Let's start with someone that we heard from in GroupMe for, I believe, the first time since he was added, and it was more of a, here's a picture of me in my rugby kit.
That was me.
That was you?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was Brett.
No, that was me.
I'm getting old. All right, that kind of makes more sense now. I'm like, well, dude, we don't want to see you in your short shorts, bro.
It was me and my stuffed animal bear that I brought everywhere. Yeah, it was a good time.
Well, let's look at Mr. Brett's team because he has been one of the big topics of conversation. Everyone's wondering, what is he going to do? Will he make a trade? He has told Jerry's my source on this. I have no problem revealing my source, that he wants to build a young team, go through the draft.
Yep.
It could be a smart move if he knows how to draft. He has picks 4-3, 4-8, and 4-10. 3 big-time picks there. There's going to be big-time names. He's going to be able to get potentially a Travis Kelce, a AJ Green, a Royce Freeman,
Gronk. Geis getting hurt kind of hurts him a little bit.
I told you months ago that Gronk will not be in the draft. Remember that.
Okay.
So, I told you months ago. You've called me a liar. I can't wait to prove you wrong.
We'll see.
So, if you're Brett, now the only issue I have with Brett's team is some of the news that came out today. I believe it was Devontae Parker is week to week, not day to day. He's week to week, a big time question mark for week 1, from what I'm gauging. So his keepers right now have to be. I'm actually a little bit surprised DeMarco Murray didn't come back out and go to the Redskins. Thought that was going to happen. It did not. So he's going to have to go Corey Davis, Derrick Henry, and then Paul Richardson.
That's where it gets difficult. He really should just. There's definitely plenty of people who have some quality players left. Just go off him 11th round pick. Say he wants like a 15th round pick back and get a better keeper. Keeping Corey Davis and Derrick Henry. It makes sense. They're both young, kind of ascending talent. I'm not really big on either of them, but some people are. Some people have Derrick Henry as a top 15 running back. Some people have Corey Davis, top 24 wide receiver. And if that's how Brett feels about them, they are worth being kept, especially with their age. But there's absolutely no one else on that roster worth being kept. Devontae Parker has struggled catching the football. Now he's got a broken index finger, I believe it is, which is pretty important to catching footballs.
Yep.
So you just know that this injury is going to linger. It's going to be a pain in the ass all year. He's going to be healthy, and then Adam Gase is going to throw him a rocket in practice and break his other finger. It's just going to be a disaster.
Adam Gase is the coach.
He can throw very hard, and he beats Ryan Tannehill in accuracy challenges.
What I am going to say is I have 2 things here. I'm going to help 2 teams out. One of them is my division rival. I shouldn't be doing this, but let's make sense of this. Number 1. Props to Ryan Tannehill. Listen, do not keep Devontae Parker because, to Tom's point, for the first 6 to 8 weeks, he's going to have that P or that Q next to his name on Monday. Every single time.
Yep.
No doubt about it. Kanos or Brett. Brett, offer pick 410 to Kanos for AJ Green. Done. Your team is set. It's a valuable keeper. You have 2 wide receivers that you're happy with going into the season. Kanos will happily take that. And listen, you could get AJ Green potentially with one of those picks, but now you don't have to worry about it. And 410 is great value. If you got him at 410, you'd be thrilled with yourself. Do that, and you are set. You're going to be able to get a running back at 4-3, or a Travis Kelce type player at 4-3, and then whoever you want at 4-8. So that's what I would do. Gentlemen, make it easy on yourselves, okay? This is people helping people. I've learned from you, Tom, no need for the hate. Let's figure it all out here.
Exactly.
Kanos is a little bit high on AJ Green. I know he's demanding a 4 or a 5. Only person he's going to get that from is Brett.
Yep.
No one else out there will do it. Who do we have? May Watson be with you. Jerry once again changing his name.
It's better than the Shield, I guess.
Better than the Shield, and at least it's with someone that he has on his team.
Make Amari Cooper, or
make Amari great again.
Yeah, or Amari Carr.
Amari Carr, yeah. So bad.
That's awesome.
So he's keeping Thielen, Cooks, and Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, I think that's what he has to keep right now, unless Calvin Benjamin comes out of retirement. I feel like
Calvin Johnson,
my bad. If Calvin Johnson came out of retirement, said he would play 5 snaps the whole year, Jerry would still probably keep him. But Thielen, Cooks, it's all right. Watson's all right as well. The only thing that I would be terrified of if I was Jerry is his first 2 picks, 5'8" and 7'7". The running backs available at 5'8" are probably going to be pretty ugly. It's not going to be a pretty sight. There's still a lot of people in this league that don't understand how fast running backs go off the board, especially the rookie running backs. It's going to continue to happen. And then at 7'7", he's going to end up with like a Theo Riddick or a Mir Abdul. It's going to be ugly, maybe a Bilal Powell. It's just not going to be good for Jerry, and that's if he goes back-to-back running backs that early. Especially with our new format, I think it's pretty essential that you keep at least one running back who has potential to be a RB1. That's how you win fantasy football leagues.
I like how everyone was like, man, moving to 3 keepers instead of 5. We got to figure stuff out. Got to try to, adjust, make my team better. I don't think Jerry realizes, or maybe he does, and I'm not going to pick on Jerry because we do that enough. Jerry, I love you. I'm trying to help you here. Trade someone for like a couple of mid-round picks. I don't care, even if you have bad keepers. Right now, Jerry's 3rd pick is pick 114, and he will need to fill his flex spot or a running back. One of the two. I hope it's a flex spot. Hopefully he's smart enough to run it. That's going to be a Alan Hearns type player, Corey Clement type player. Figure it out, Jerry Bear. Trade. I know you got future picks all wrapped up as well. Figure it out.
Like, Jerry will not have his starting lineup completed, and that's just with his quarterback, 2 running back, 3 receivers, and flex and tight end, until pick 14-10.
I think Jerry is set on tanking this year. I do. I think he's going to lose every game. I think he's going to be okay with it. Literally any injury to one of his keepers,
he's screwed.
He's done.
And he's expecting Watson to put up that 31 points a game like he did last year. And it really isn't possible for Deshaun Watson to play at the standards he did last year. And I think I read the stat, every 9 passes 9% of his passes went for touchdowns. Yep. The average in the NFL is like 4-1. Like, it's just impossible. We've never seen anything like what he was able to do last season. It was a small sample size. There's no way he is this much better than a Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Peyton Manning. Those type of, like, premier quarterbacks have never been able to do what he did in that small sample size last year. But Jerry thinks it's possible.
Hey, Jerry believes that Deshaun Watson is the second coming of the Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, Allah, whoever you worship. I don't know. But, Jerry, best of luck to you. Make a move, homie. Make a move. Let's move on to, in my opinion, the most interesting team in this season. Another new owner, Wags. Wags comes in, changes the team name to What Is This Shiz? Has a Star Fox character, I believe.
Now it's the Rocket Raccoon from Guardians of the Galaxy.
All right. I thought it was the Star Fox guy. But nevertheless, it's a raccoon, not a fox, so that would make sense. Let's move on.
I know you hate coons, Tim, but
that's a pretty racist thing to say here on the podcast, Thomas. Wags has some interesting people on his team. I don't know who he's going to keep. Lamar Miller, Jordan Howard, and Alex Collins seem to be like the 3 guys that he'd have to keep. But the big but here is he's taking Saquon Barkley at 4-1.
Yep.
So is he going to be? Is that his kind of game plan here to go into the season with 4 running backs? Not a bad game plan. 4 number 1 running backs. He's going to have some trade bait there to go after some guys. The other good thing about Wag's team is he's got some his picks filled up there. He's got 2 early 6th rounds, 6-1 and 6-4.
2 7s.
2 7s as well. So keeping the 3 running backs and then drafting Saquon and then just going after wide receiver or an early big name quarterback. Who knows? Who knows how it's all going to play out? But I am very, very intrigued. I think Wag's team is a sleeper team for early playoff contention.
Yeah.
Just the way he's going to be set up.
Yeah, as of right now, you have to pencil in Saquon Barkley in there. So think of him as the RB1 for this football team. Jordan Howard, he got him pretty cheap as well from Justin. That was an underrated move, so that's RB2. And I think for the flex, Collins, he got him super cheap from me. If I was him, I'd also keep Drake then, probably. It's kind of crazy saying your first 4 picks technically would be the running back spot, but you brought it up. He really wouldn't have to touch running back again until late, maybe take a couple handcuffs super late in the draft. But he's got 4 starting running backs on his team, and pretty much everyone else will be lucky to get out of the 4th round with 2 or 3 of them. And he's pretty set right there.
And he's lucky if, with having 6'1" and 6'4", if one of those rookie edge kind of running backs fall to him at the 5th round, he can take them and still say, hey, I'm going to get a Cooper Kupp type guy in the 6th. He has that ability. This is how you build a team, in my opinion. I am very, very impressed by how Wags has been active, but in a smart way. He's been active but worn a condom. Hasn't been getting any of those aids. So props to you, Wags. Still pissed that you won't give me that pick because I want Saquon Barkley.
He's got Dez at wide receiver right now in his starting lineup. If he goes to Browns, you think he keeps him? Or goes anywhere?
He shouldn't.
I don't think he should either.
No, I don't think he should at all. I like the idea of him keeping 3 running backs, drafting Saquon. Like you said, he could be set. He doesn't have to, until you get into the double-digit rounds, even think about another running back at all. Let's move on here to the team in the East. Kevin Long, guy we've been talking about quite a bit, suffered a bit of a hit, in my opinion. Darius Geis going down hurt Kevin big time. I know a lot of people were in love with him, but he probably had Geis penciled in there at 4-2, ready to go. I know a lot of people were. Josh said that he was telling us that he had an offer into him, it was a good offer. It was
Ertz and Landry, I think it was.
Ertz and Landry and 4-7 or whatever Josh has for 4-2.
But he told us the week before it was for 7 or 8, so Josh might be full of shit.
Yeah, Josh does a lot of things. He's a liar. That's why I took over his role as the lead on the podcast and why I took over his role as commissioner. Let's go to his keepers. You would have to think, geez Louise, this team, I'll tell you. It's a tough one. Right now, it would have to be LaShawn McCoy, Mark Ingram, and Chris Hogan.
That's probably what I'd keep, but Kevin might keep Duke Johnson. He kept him last year. I kind of made fun of him, and Duke Johnson had a very good year. A little bit inconsistent, but kind of steady. Averaged 11.2 points per game. Was PPR running back 15 in this league scoring, so that's pretty good. I could see Kevin just basing everything off that, but I just feel like his usage will be a little bit lower last year. They won't be down the whole game as much as they were last year. I don't think the Cleveland Browns are going to be as bad. But for me, it'd be 3 guys you said. It's a little shaky because the stuff going on with LaShawn McCoy and his legal issues. That ex-girlfriend who got her ass whooped in his house, supposedly suing him. Ingram's out for the first 4 games, and then I think they have their bye week 6. So out of the first 6 weeks, you only have him 1 game. And then Hogan has missed a lot of time as of late, but when he is healthy, he's been the Patriots or one of their top options.
Yeah, you mentioned Duke Johnson too. Listen, keeping him as your 5th best player as a 5th round pick is one thing. Keeping him in a 3rd round pick, totally different, especially with 2 other guys there who could very well take away quite a bit of his play. We will see how that plays out. But Kevin, make a trade, big hoss.
Who do you think Kevin goes with that 4-2? Without any trades going on right now.
If it goes the way that I see, it'd have to be Green or Kelsey.
Yeah.
Unless there's a running back there that I'm just not thinking of that randomly pops up.
I feel like it has to be Green.
You have to go Green there. Let's go on to your team. It's always Sony. Now what's it? It's always Sony in Fantasyland. I like that, Tom. I did not see the name change. Big fan. See the belt. See the trophy. It should be a picture of you in a robe. Naked.
Yeah.
Naked, though. Butt-ass naked, and just the back of the robe, and then just you lift, and so your ass is hanging out. That's what I want to see for your picture. Have Amanda take
I'll work on it.
A sexy photo shoot, if you will. You're set. You're done. I think you've been set for a long time. Yep. Mixon, Cook, and Hilton. You don't have a... you do have... I'm sorry, you have 4 or 5. So you'll probably go after a rookie running back there. I fully expect the kid for the Broncos potentially to be there.
Hope he's there.
If not, you're hoping an A.J. Green falls to you at that spot. I am also fully expecting, if Amari Cooper's on the board, for him to be in play at 4 or 5. I'm not going to make you give away any more of your secrets. We'll just leave it.
I will not be going Cooper at 4 or 5. I can tell you that.
Vikings defense, okay. Perfect.
Or Jags.
Okay, Jerry. Next, the long forgotten PKS member, Michael Agent.
I like his team name.
Elvin!
It's a little underrated. He's got a cool little GIF on there as well. Or GIF, as you like to call it.
I don't call it a GIF. That's Spencer. I call it a GIF. I never call it
Or
a
mem.
GIF.
Or what do you call it?
I call it a mem.
A mem.
Yeah. Apparently it's meme because there's 2 consecutive E's. Freaking idiots. I have begged Mike to not keep Aaron Rodgers.
There's a rumor going around right now that Mike is not keeping Rodgers.
He shouldn't.
And I laughed at the person.
He shouldn't. I mean, I know Tommy's probably hoping that he's not going to. And listen, if he doesn't, if Rodgers, if it's not being a trade, if Rodgers is thrown back in the pool, I may trade up just to draft Aaron Rodgers, just to piss Mike off. We've talked about it at length. I just don't see how with his picks he is setting himself up to be how I was last year, 5-7 and then 8-3, 8-10. Mike, don't do it, homie. He's keeping Stephon Diggs. He's keeping Keenan Allen, and then
Kamara.
Oh, Alvin Kamara. So it'd be Alvin Kamara and Stephon Diggs, or Keenan Allen. Stephon Diggs then is back in the pool.
Yep.
The way he's playing it right now, those of you at 4-2, 4-3, you're telling people that like Wags could be his first wide receiver.
Yep.
Whoever's there, that's a crazy deal.
Yeah, as of right now, I'd be kind of surprised if Mike didn't keep Rodgers, Kamara, and Keenan Allen. Three studs at their positions. Keenan Allen's definitely a wide receiver 1. Kamara, crazy efficient last year, finished as running back 3 in PPR format. And Aaron Rodgers, he missed majority of the year, but clear-cut number one quarterback in the NFL right now in fantasy and real life, in my opinion. Going off the board somewhere in the 3rd round in most redraft leagues. So I kind of get Mike's reasoning, but yeah, like you said, with his picks, his team's gonna struggle, and it kind of makes me happy that Aaron Rodgers will be kept on Mike's team. His depth at running back and receiver is gonna struggle, and especially adding the extra position, we have that new flex position available. So that kind of makes draft picks that much more important.
I'm telling you right now, Mike's in trouble. I'm glad. I'm a little bit happy that Mike would not give me the credit for making his team last year. I made his team. He made me a good offer, but if I don't trade him Alvin Kamara, he does not do what he does.
Yeah.
That is fact, Michael.
Especially with Rodgers going down.
That's a fact, sir. So congratulations on 3rd place. You and me, the only proud baby papas in this league. Josh considers himself a dog daddy. But, we help each other out. That's fine. Just give credit where credit is due. I made you, son. And I will end you, just like I have by putting that little whisper in your ear, and now it's panic setting in. Is he going to keep him? Is he not going to keep him? He doesn't know. When you come on the Pony Keg Sports airwaves 3 weeks ago, and you start telling, well, he makes me happy. When he's not on my team, I'm sad. You're messed up in the head, buddy. Playing the wrong game.
Yeah.
Playing the wrong game.
If you want to win, that's the wrong attitude. Dave.
Oh, and
100%.
all you're doing is building the Timmy Streets ego. That's all you're doing. Let's move on here. I can't remember. Isn't YouTube, can't you only have half-hour videos or something
I believe
like that?
so. Where are we at now?
We're at 24 minutes. So we should probably cut it and do a part 2.
Yeah, we've covered 2 divisions so far. So.
All right, well, we're going to cut it short right here, and then we're going to come back and do the other 2 divisions. Let's do real quick since we do have 5 minutes on this one. In the South, Brett, Jerry, and Wags, just how it is right now. Who do you have winning?
On paper, Wags. I think Brett has the best picks overall, best quantity of picks, but Wags with that 4-1, getting Saquon Barkley his first year in this league, that's a game changer. That's a guy who's going to be on this football team, and who should be on his fantasy football team in this league for a long time. He's going to be set at the running back spot, and there's going to be people reaching for running backs, so I really think Wags will have good value at the end of the 5th round, early 6th, so there's potentially gets 2 very good wide receivers there. I think his team's set.
I agree with you completely. In the East, this is a little bit more of a crapshoot. It's going to all depend on the draft.
Yeah.
It's all going to depend on if any trades happen. Right now, who do you have winning your division?
Myself. I'm not tanking this year, so I'm going to win. It's that simple.
I think so. As of right now, I do. But with the trades that may or may not happen,
there ain't no trades.
We will wait and see. Guys, that is all for the politically correct fantasy land South and East divisions. We're going to cut it short right here. I'm going to save everything, try to figure out how to post this stuff, and then we will be back for the North and the West. Be right back, homies.